and they thought it was fraudulent, and they shut down my card.
Yeah, we just blew out this tire.
Welcome to the first edition of Armstrong Adventures, or should I say, Armstrong Adventures. So for this adventure, well, I'll just let Aaron tell you.
We are going to be raising money for a charity called Operation Underground Railroad, and this charity brings money to help people fight human trafficking that's going on all around the world. There's not a lot of awareness for this charity. There's also not a lot of awareness for human trafficking in general. So me and my brilliant idea, I decided, I got the gift of music. I'm bringing my buddy Andrew, who's going to come with us, and we're going to play some music for different towns along the Mississippi River to raise awareness for human trafficking. So we're pretty excited to do this journey. We're going to camp on some islands in the Mississippi, but we're also going to boat around to different bars and restaurants as we decide to bring awareness to this growing issue around the world.
Sweet. Now, due to all the troubles we encountered, we had to cut the trip short, so we're going to speed things up a bit. So the trip started off having to be postponed for another day due to bad weather. No biggie, gave us some more time to prep for the trip. But the next day we loaded everything up, and here's what transpired on day one. For starters, Aaron's bank account got frozen, so we were stranded with a full tank of unpaid fuel due to the bank mistaking one of his purchases as fraud. Now, after we got that resolved, it was about time to refuel ourselves, so we grabbed some breakfast. Thank you, Perkins, for coming in clutch. After breakfast, we decided, let's go scope out some marinas for a nice place to dock the boat. And then this happened.
It's an update. Yeah, we just blew out. This tire fell off the trailer and it's stuck in the middle of the road, and we got to figure out what we're going to do here.
And to our luck, there was no towing company that really wanted to tow a boat trailer without a stinking tire on it. But about 2 hours later, we got in touch with a company that was able to get us all taken care of and even allowed us to park the boat at a nearby marina. Hashtag big win. But that's not all. So we get the boat taken care of and decide, hey, let's just find a campsite and set up and call it a day. So we found a super nice spot called Pettibone Resort and said, looks good enough. And then we got stuck. Luckily, we're in Wisconsin, so they had a huge tractor that was large enough to pull our 4-ton vehicle out, and then we were able to set up camp and just relax. Fast forward to day 2, the weather overnight was terrible, so we all slept pretty crappy. But please stay with me here. There's some light at the end of the tunnel. So we wake up, start jamming, and have one of Andrew's wife's cousin's uncle, Mr. Brian, come hang out with us. And he just so happened to know one of the performers who locals call Black Elvis. His real name is Robert Washington. He's a world-renowned Elvis impersonator and one hell of a character to be around, so definitely go check him out after this video. So we asked Brian if he could get him down to the campsite. And he says yes, but we're like, well, a big shot like that won't want to come and jam with a couple of bums at a campsite. So we didn't get our hopes up. But sure as heck, 20 minutes later, we had Black Elvis at our campsite. And check this out.
You were high class, well, that's what it's like. You know they said you were high class, well, that's what it's like. Well,
Oh, and get this, right after Robert was done singing, we had a surprise visit from one of Aaron's uncles who they call the Mississippi River Drifter. And look what he can do.
Well, boy, that girl you're fooling with, she ain't no good for you. Well, it's alright. Yeah, Lordy, man, it's alright. Well, it's a right, little mama, man, whoa, doing all you wanna do. Well, dee, little girl, you know it's good to me. Oh, man, it's alright, yeah. I said, oh, Lord, man, it's just alright, yeah, man, Lord, it's alright.
Yeah, it was a pretty wild experience to say the least. So after all that music playing and jamming sessions, Robert locked his keys in the car. But no worries, Andrews got in touch with the locksmith in 0.2 seconds to save the day. Then Robert invited us down to a bar called Glory Days for a few beers. We saw they had a little stage, so we asked if we could play a few tunes and help spread awareness and raise money for Project Underground Railroad. And sure as heck, they let us. So after a few songs, some dinner, and a whole lot of beer, we decided to call it a night. A lesson we all took away from this Armstrong adventure was that no matter how shitty things can get, There is always a way to overcome those obstacles and truly appreciate the great people and experiences this world has to offer. That said, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Armstrong Adventures, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace.